hoping to go over what we're doing. Well, okay, I just wanted to make sure they were on the same page. That's all. So, Catherine, you mind if I, okay, fine. So 2 and 3 are the same, right? So it's like, and then it's, before it goes on. So, that's really counterintuitive because I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
But that's not how it's written. Just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Got it. Do we have that? I don't know. Do we have a printout of
Here's the
who's doing
announcements.
what?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm doing, yeah.
Wait, am I
sent-
doing announcements?
Can work to it?
No. I had put my name down and I wanted to make sure that you weren't still expecting.
Marcy.
Oh, I thought we were making Jake do announcements. What's your handwriting?
No, Jake, no,
Yeah.
Jake's doing it of our.
Okay.
No, I said he probably needed to rest there.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm just doing Shalom Aleichem and then, oh wait, okay,
No,
announcements, got it.
no,
Okay,
you're-
okay, got it.
You're doing more stuff than that.
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't mean,
Oh,
yeah, no, I'm not. I think I'm just here and here. That's fine.
so
Yeah,
how did we let you get away with that?
because I'm singing.
Oh, okay.
This sometimes
Okay.
will be nice and bright and then I'm going to vengeance.
Excellent.
Okay.
Nice to have a transition.
And then you're doing Kaddish Yom, so you have that,
Yeah, I'm doing it.
which is good.
That's,
Oh,
well, that's in the
Moshe
Shabbat,
Barach,
but still. Hopefully Josh will get here since he's,
I was looking at it and I was like, oh, this is like C minor, that's what I key. That's a little high, but if you're playing, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, it's normally,
Yeah,
I
it's
just see
fine.
mine over here.
Don't make any choices.
I'm not gonna, I have to write it out at this point. I mean, I could.
Well, I didn't even know what key it was, like I was, like I saw your email and I said E minor and I was like, what E minor? Like, and I had to think and I was like, oh, cool.
It should be okay. It sits sort of in the middle of most people's range.
Like, I have an ear. My range is like,
well, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm pleased to see that some of you actually turned out. We have, good news and bad news. The good news is that Rabbi Feldman and Cantor Reinwald are off with our 6th graders for a weekend retreat. That's the good news. The bad news, of course, is that they're not here, and so you get the Temple Sinai Executive Committee leading service. They told me to remind you that we're not professionals. The truth of the matter is we are all professionals, we're just not professionals up here. Now, every one of us up here sings better than Rabbi Feldman. But several of us don't sing quite as well as Cantor Reinwald, and so we've invited Saul Strassman to help us out in the musical sphere. And so, without further ado,
We're going to begin on page 10 with Hine Matov. יחד, גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, גם יחד. And we're going to continue on page 24 with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem.
Hey Hasharim Aleichem.
Melech Malachei Hamlachim
Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Barechem L'Shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni L'Shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzem L'Shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Let me continue with the Hatzikadish.
On page 26.
Thank you.
On page 20, on page 26.
Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei rabbah ve'alma ve'divra chirutei ve'yimlik malchutei ve'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayedecho bet Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman kariv v'meru amen Yehi sherav amevorach le'olam u'al me'al maya yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudasha brichu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'meru. Amen. Okay, and everybody rise for the Baruch Hu on page 28. I don't have a... Grab the mic. Sorry, how does it come out of here? This one. That one. It doesn't come out of here. Is that one? Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Is that on? Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars and their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Avarim. Aravim.
And we're going to... Show us the way, teaching us to number our days, when we rise and when we lie down. Ahavat Olam, Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvachem negei, Yomom v'layla, day and night, show us the way, teaching us to number our days, when we rise and when we lie down. Ahavat Olam, Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת. That was good. We're going to continue with the Shema on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Page 39 in the middle. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say Adonai. There is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai?
On the top of page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
And we're going to be doing Yismachu on page 44. Yismechu b'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu b'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei, Mekadeshei Shavi Shabbat, Kulam Yisma'u, V'yitengu Metuvecha Shabbat, Yismechu B'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, V'korei oneg Shabbat, Yismechu b'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Uvashvi'i ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat, chemdat yamim, Oto karata Shabbat, Yismechu b'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat, Yismechu b'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher למעשה בראשית שבת, זכר למעשה בראשית שבת, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
On 45, page 45, if you would join me in a reading that I find particularly relevant to my view of being a Jew. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without the moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. And if you will join me on page 46. Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadul, Hagibor v'Hanarah, El Elyon, Gomel chasadim tovim v'konei hakol v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot umevi gula v'nei v'neihem leman shemo b'ahava melech ozer umashia umagein Baruch atah Adonai magein Avraham v'etrat Sarah Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechaye hakol rav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach umarid hagashem. Mechakel chayim bechesed. Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim. So make noflim verofei cholim. Umatir asurim. Umekayim emunato lishenei afar. Mika mocha ba'al gevurot umido melach. Melech memid umachaye umatmiya Yeshua. V'naman ata l'chayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shincha kadosh u'doshim b'chol yom haluchasela Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. And to lead us in silent prayer, I'm calling up Temple Sinai's Volunteer of the Year, who has displayed in the past extreme competence in silent prayer.
Thank you, Steve. It's good to have a recognized skill. I invite you now to join me in silent prayer. Please continue through page 62 with the prayers in the book or the prayers of your own heart, and please be seated at your own pace.
Shalom Rav can be found on page 60. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Chasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Chasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon l'chol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon l'chol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha livarech et Amcha Yisrael. בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Okay, please join me on page 259 for the prayer for the state of Israel. O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. Okay, now we're going to go back to Misha Berach, on page 253. Okay, we would going to read some names for those who we offer healing, and I will also give the opportunity for the congregation to also add into the list for those who you wish to add their name. In fact, we'll start there, and then we'll read the compiled list. Sorry. Harton. Thank you. Okay. This week's list that we have here, we say our prayers for Alex Botkin, Dana Green, Tony Linder, Rosalind Richmond, Helene Kessler-Burke, Dr. Jane Siegel, Maxine Oranger, Malka Bat Tamar, Itamar Ben Meir, Murray Reinwald, Leona S. Green, Suzanne Golan, Carmen Lazaro, Rose D., Mark D., Ann B., Michelle Z., Paul Pitts, Andrea Blinn, Onita Mopiok, Michael Butler, Marty Lipson, Harriet Lutz, Christopher Ransom Jr., Karen Mullenberg, Florence Alpert, Adam Goodman, Elizabeth Schwartz, Arlene Smith, Harav Sarah Riva Butt David Vahayasima, Barry Fain. Please join me in Misha Bero.
Anybody on the Zoom?
Oh, sorry, I didn't see the Zoom. Let's see. I don't believe so. Did I miss anyone on the Zoom? No? Okay. All right, page 253, Misha Bera. Ready? Misha Bera Avotenu V'kor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. sheberachimotenu v'kor habracha avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
So, we've reached that point. Does anyone have any good news to share? Oh, nobody has any blessed events? Nothing good? Okay, it'll be a short service.
Okay, well, we're going to turn back to page 60. I'm sorry, 62. Page 62 for Yehiyu. Yehiyu l'chatzon irefi v'hegyon libi lefanecha Adonai Tzuri Vego Ali Adonai Tzuri Vego Ali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. Yehiyu l'chatzon irefi v'hegyon libi lefanecha Adonai Tzuri Vego Ali Adonai Tzuri Vego Ali.
Vengeance, retribution. These acts trigger powerful emotions of satisfaction. When we are wronged, there is a visceral feeling of fulfillment that comes with the knowledge that those who have harmed us have paid the price for their actions. Our Torah portion this week deals with two stories of vengeance. The first story focuses on the relationship between Jacob and Esau. In earlier portions of Genesis, Jacob betrayed his brother not once, but twice. In the first instance, Esau found himself faint from working the fields. Coming across his brother Jacob, he asked for food and drink. Jacob withheld this from Esau unless Esau would sell Jacob his birthright. Desperate and fearing for death if he did not, Esau complied. Jacob withheld from his own brother that which would sustain Esau for Jacob's own gain. While a deal was struck and goods were exchanged by both sides, we can recognize the betrayal of trust. Jacob took advantage of Esau's compromised state to advance his own interests, the bonds between them meaning nothing to the deal. Later, Jacob would steal his father's blessing meant for Esau. Nearing the end of his life, Isaac called on Esau to hunt and prepare Isaac a meal so that Isaac could bless Esau before he passed. While Esau was carrying out his father's orders, Jacob and his mother Rebekah conspired to usurp Esau's blessing. They dressed Jacob in Esau's clothes and put animal hides over his body, that Isaac would mistake his scent and his touch for his brother's. The ruse worked, and Isaac blessed Jacob, making him master over his brother and the inheritor of his father's and grandfather's household and legacy. When Esau discovers what Jacob has done, he begs his father for a blessing of his own, but the damage has been done. Esau's hatred for his brother flared. Jacob had taken not only Esau's birthright, but their father's blessing. So enraged was Esau that he declared, "Let the days of mourning for my father draw near. I will then kill my brother Jacob." Hearing of this, Jacob flees. Our Torah portion opens on the reunion of the two brothers. Nearly 20 years after his betrayal, Jacob is finally on his way to see his brother. In the intervening years, he has faced his own betrayal, a deception by his uncle to switch his bride after having worked 7 years for him. Jacob fears his brother's wrath, but carries on towards him, sending messengers and tributes, humbling himself by declaring Jacob his brother Esau's servant. So convinced is Jacob that his brother's lust for vengeance will be his demise, that he splits his party into two camps, that one may survive if Esau chooses to attack the other. As Esau finally approaches, an army of 400 men at his back, a remarkable thing happens. Esau runs to Jacob, embraces his brother, kisses him, and the two men weep with joy. Jacob insists that Esau keep the gifts he sent, even as Esau protests that he has no need for them. Esau's lust for vengeance has vanished, and the two brothers reconcile, each prosperous and finding favor in the eyes of God. In the second story of vengeance and retribution, Jacob and his household have settled in the land of Shechem. One day, Dinah, Jacob's daughter, is exploring the city when she is taken by Shechem, the son of the prince of the city, who rapes and defiles her. After the heinous act, Shechem falls in love with Dinah and begs his father to help him take Dinah as a wife. Dinah's brothers were incensed by the assault of their sister. They wanted vengeance, much as any in their position would. Shechem's father offered Jacob and his household land, peace, and prosperity, should Jacob accept the marriage proposal for his daughter. Shechem himself offered to pay any dowry Jacob would name. Jacob's sons declared that they could only accept the bridal contract if the men of Shechem would become circumcised. Shechem wanted Dinah for a wife and accepted this demand. On the third day after the circumcisions, while their pain was at its worst for the men of Shechem, Jacob's sons Shimon and Levi entered the city and exacted their revenge. They killed every man in the city, including Shechem and his father. Their brothers entered the city too, plundering it and taking the wives and children of the slain as captives. Jacob scolds his his sons, saying, "You have made trouble for me by making me odious to the land's inhabitants. Since I am few in number, they will gather themselves against me and strike at me, and I and my household will be destroyed." This fear did not come to pass, but these two stories are telling about how we are to approach the idea of vengeance. Vengeance is enticing because it is an action meant to address emotions that have no easy resolve. Even as Jacob scolds his sons for murdering the men of Shechem, his sons respond, "Should he then have been allowed to treat our sister like a whore?" The wrong that was committed against their kin is vile. Let us make no doubt of that. But vengeance is seldom about righting a wrong. It is not about making us feel better about what has happened. It is about making others feel as bad as we do. It does not repair the harm, but only obfuscates it for a moment as we delight in the suffering of others. That joy is short-lived, as we are reminded that we are still not whole, and the actions may have only made the situation worse. Harm was done, and instead of repairing it, more harm was ushered into the world. In a world controlled by vengeance, pain is a cycle. The children of the slain men of Shechem can only be satisfied when they exact their revenge on Jacob's sons. Once that vengeance is fulfilled, the children of Jacob's children will need their revenge. If our wrongs can only be righted by violence, then we are guaranteed an ever-worsening cycle of pain. It is understandable for us to want retribution when we have been wronged. Our sense of justice can make us believe that punishment is deserved, but this is not sustainable. Jacob's experience with Esau tells us of another way. Rather than murdering his brother, as he may have initially wanted, Esau hugs him. Time has allowed his wounds to heal, and while Jacob fears that Esau has come to carry out his revenge, Esau's love for his brother prevails. The feeling of being wronged can lead us to our worst instincts, just as Esau's impulsive reaction was to wish his brother murdered. Patience is not so easy, but it is a virtue that can lead us towards wisdom and peace, and away from the desire for immediate gratification. Consider the events of just this past week. In New York City, Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, was shot and killed. Inscribed on the shell casings were the words "deny, delay, and depose," in reference to a strategy of health insurers to avoid paying for medical treatments. The shooter was later arrested with a manifesto railing against the health insurance industry. Make no mistake, I am not here to defend the actions of the health insurance industry. Since Mr. Thompson's murder, countless individuals and doctors have come out with horror stories of United and other insurers denying necessary and often life-saving treatments to those who are suffering. According to one limited analysis, United is among the worst in the industry, with a claim denial rate nearly twice the national average. A lawsuit accuses United Healthcare of using an algorithm to deny claims, of which 90% were reversed on appeal. The healthcare system in the United States is broken, and the harm caused by this is very real. People are suffering and dying because of it. It should come as no shock that in their pain, many are looking for vengeance. But vengeance cannot be our answer. Vengeance does not heal our wounds, and it does not fix our healthcare system. And it will only undermine the cause for those who want to make it better. This past week, the internet has been filled with people celebrating Brian Thompson's murder because they believed it was righteous retribution for the wrongs perpetrated by United Healthcare and other insurers. While I can understand and sympathize with their anger, they are wrong. We cannot expect others to recognize our own humanity when we so easily take away theirs. In a country and world that has become polarized more than ever, we cannot allow ourselves to be driven by retribution. All too easily, he took my parking space, becomes she dumped her trash on my lawn, becomes they egged my house, becomes they weaponized the police against me, becomes they hate America, becomes they hate anyone who doesn't look like them, becomes they all deserve to die. We are living in a world filled with pain and suffering, but we will never escape that world as long as we continue to participate in it. Vengeance will only beget more vengeance. It will separate us into the aggrieved and the perpetrators, us and them, the good and the evil. These divisions will divide us and destroy us. Vengeance can provide us with a temporary measure of relief, but when it fades, we will be left in a world that is darker and hurting more than ever. As we struggle to find a way to fix the growing list of problems facing us, I implore us all to be like Esau. Let us find a way to check our worst impulses, to forgive others, and to take that small step towards peace. Shabbat Shalom.
That's hard to follow. But we have announcements. Everyone should have had an announcement sheet when they walked in this evening. If not, I'll highlight a few of the announcements on our announcement sheet. We have obviously Shabbat services tomorrow morning, Torah study at 8:30, followed by services at 9:15. Both are lay-led, as our clergy will continue to be in West Virginia tomorrow morning. Sunday, Hebrew School is at 9:30, and at 10 a.m., Brotherhood is having a brunch and discussion with Rabbi Emeritus Rabbi Gibson. Rabbi Gibson will be talking about how the Israel-Hamas war has affected interfaith relations in Pittsburgh. Sunday is busy. There's also conversational Hebrew class for adults, more Hebrew School at 11:30, teen school, and a party event that evening. There's Hartman Learning on Monday with Marjan, Tuesday, Talmud class, Wednesday, more Torah portion with Rabbi Feldman and even meditation, more Hebrew class for adults, and then next Friday we have Shabbat services, Shabbat at 5:15, Shabbat services at 7, and in between Shabbat dinner, and I hear there's going to be lots and lots of latkes. So please check it out. And I invite everybody to rise for Elenu on page 282. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'kol, l'tekitu la'le'yotzer b'reshit, shehu l'tshanu t'totei ha'ratzon, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam helkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, Umeshtachavim umudim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nema v'haya Adonai lemelech ol kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad Ushamo echad. Please be seated.
As we enter the closing portion of our Shabbat service, I think we should recognize the people who've helped us out tonight. Of course, Saul Strassman, with whom you're all familiar, and your executive committee, Marcy Solomon, Josh Lederer, Carol Walford, Mallory Schwartz, Morgan Fader, and Jake Schiller, who has made the position of treasurer a hereditary one. And we turn our thoughts to our departed. As I read the names of those whose yurt site occurs this week. If I read the name of your beloved, please rise so that you may be recognized. And when we come to the end, if everyone would rise, because it is our custom that no one in our family should mourn alone. Michael Alexander, Robert Arnold, Audrey Yellen Baker, Tilly Bleckman, Elizabeth Brown, Ruth Davidson, Esther Julia Edelstein, Randall Engar, Thelma Finkelstein, Victoria Gondelsman, Toby Glynn, Herman Goldberg, Celia Green, Rose Grossman, Larry Himmel, Philip Hoffman, Ruth Jossman, B. Furman Kosis, Louis Krieger, Mo Losky, Esther Leff, Benjamin Lencher, Nathan S. Levinson, Annette Liptz, Albert Lobel, Ernestine Pantel, Jeanette Perlstein, Stanley J. Reintke, Stephen Reichner, Sigmund Rosenwasser, Augusta Rubin, Arnold Ruttenberg, Dolores Smook, Jette Weinberg, Max Weinstein, Jack Weiss, Riva Weiss. And those recently departed whom we still mourn. Nancy Mallinger, the mother of Rob Mallinger, Rachel McVeigh, and the grandmother of Ryan and Avery Mallinger and Noah McVeigh. Annabelle Joseph, Stanley Winnickoff, the husband of Miriam Gross Winnickoff, Alan Lee Cherin, brother of Stephen Cherin, Donald Landis, the husband of Janet Landis and the father of David and Lawrence Landis. Please rise for Kaddish, which you will find on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, v'yamal divra yurtei v'yamlich malkutei, b'chayechon u'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agalah u'yizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach, v'yalam ulmei almaya. Yitvarak v'yishtabak v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudasho barichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Damiran b'alma v'yamru. Amen. Yehei shalom araba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav. Huya aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru. Amen.
And we're going to conclude tonight with Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Shabbat Shalom.